We're out here taking a break from everything that we're busy doing at home. And it feels like we're being watched. It feels like there's eyes on us, which very well could be the case. It could be some deer or some bear. It could be anything. People. And I notice that the dogs too are looking around. They are really paying attention, doing their job. And it's funny because I'm so familiar with this sense of being watched, being under a microscope, like so many of us are. People talking about the lack of privacy, the lack of anonymity. And yet, this is different. This is this sense of a predatory nature, something that is stalking. And I've had that experience in real life before, been stalked. And the nature of stalking by an animal is much different than a human. If you've ever taken courses like abnormal psychology, or if you have been, which so many millions of people are, interested in true crime dramas, things like that. My work as a parole officer, obviously reading so many different cases, hundreds, possibly thousands of cases, and working with people who have committed similar crimes, there's this real sense of it's the chase. It's the retribution. The power over, for sure, but it's more than that. It's a sense of superiority where someone could toy with a victim, manipulation, really working on that psychological piece that tears apart someone's ability to feel safe, to feel that they are secure in their own space, environment. Really shifting their ability to recognize and understand the difference between comfort and familiarity. Because so often, when things are repeated over and over, it's a psychological operation of sorts. It's training you to behave and respond in a way that is targeted. It's meant to create a outcome where someone has the upper hand, has the control. And right now, that's what it feels like in society, social media, relationships, different dynamics, is needing to have this real clear understanding of what you identify as comfort and whether or not it's truly safe. Whether or not it's in your highest good, or you're just so familiar because it's been happening for so long and you've been so worn down that you actually think that you are in a spiritually aligned place. So pay attention. Notice, question, be curious, step back, gain a greater perspective of what you are going through and what you are experiencing, who you're associating with, and what your environment is telling you. Because I will guarantee you it's never surface level. There is always something right beneath that is trying to get your attention and potentially weaponize your emotions against you. And while that might seem very far-fetched, or what we've been led to believe is unstable thinking or conspiracy theories, what we know to be true is our feelings and experiences of having been betrayed on so many levels for so long that we began to question what we truly believe, what we truly think, and if there is anything else guiding us. But when you pull back and you really follow that nudge and that calling and that push and that pull, which is that soulful awareness, you begin to see really clearly. And when something feels like it is watching you, or that you are somehow being manipulated, you are. And instead of reacting in a way that has been purposefully manufactured to create that reaction for you, be different. Stay calm. Be silent. Strategize. Get more information and really connect with what is actually going on around you. You have the capacity, and only you, to move yourself in and out of environments that you're not meant to be in, or that are calling you in. You are the one who can connect with the energy and use it for your own good, for your highest purpose, for your mission, for your journey, for your path, however you identify your life experience. Notice and use your discernment. Prepare yourself for all the possibilities, and know that you have been through worse, and you will make it through this too. Hi, and welcome back. It's July 2nd, 2026, and we have a million things going on at home, but who wouldn't rather be outside? It's been so strange, the weather. It starts off completely clear, then you'll suddenly get a little bit of rain, and then the clouds will roll in, but then it's clear. You just don't know what is coming your way. And it's just par for the course. The energy that we've been working through and moving through and shifting through, it's adapting us to this sense of being comfortable in our discomfort. And we've talked about that so many times. Or making friends with the unknown, making friends with the boogeyman. All of the things that we've been taught to fear and to separate ourselves from, to not identify ourselves in a way that would other us, but to fall in line, conform, comply, do what you need to do to be successful under such small parameters. And recognizing that that's not the case, that does not work for anyone. This pulling back and still moving forward, trusting our intuition rather than what we have been trained to believe and think. We question now, where did that come from? Who made up those rules? What curriculum was created to reinforce these patterns and these beliefs and the values and the morality that we are supposed to uphold to be worthy? Who created that? Who does it serve? All those questions. And there's so many of us who've always questioned those things. And the more that you did, the more othered you were. The less that you fit in, the less you felt you belonged. And yet, here you are. You're still here. You exist. So the stories and the messaging and the propaganda didn't work. And yet you're still here. The energy is reinforcing that sense of trusting and moving through what familiarity you have been existing within, that you have misidentified as comfort, when rather it was a prison. And again, that was a video I made not long ago about prisoner sanctuary. It's how we identify the experiences that we're having in the position that we are holding. But it isn't until we start to question those things that we realize we actually haven't made any decisions. We have been just following, and not our soulful nature, but following the program. And look where it led us. And so now, trusting, recognizing that discomfort actually is a path forward, is a way to reclaim what has always been yours. It's not about pushing into a situation that is unsafe for you. It's recognizing when you're in an unsafe position, when you are in an unstable environment. That instability that keeps repeating and showing up, that has conflicting messaging constantly. The conflict isn't in what is someone else sharing or what the environment is showing you. It's in you denying what you know to be true. That's the conflict. That's the suffering. And then when you turn back and look at yourself and really question what it is you're going through, what you're experiencing, what these emotions mean, what the feelings and sensations are, when you do that, you begin to recognize how much control you have, which is your projection, your engagement. It's as if you're sitting in a movie theater and you're watching a movie and someone else is controlling the projector, someone else is controlling the lights, the temperature in the room, You can choose to get up and move out and not watch that movie, or you can choose to sit and stay and have that experience that's presented to you. Your ability to move and shift yourself in and out of environments will become even more prevalent right now, because nothing is linear. We've talked about this so much. Nothing is linear. Nothing is set in a straight line that you do this, you get that. None of that. We're taught that, but that's not the reality of the situation, as you know from your life. You can do everything exactly to that plan, to that program, to those rules, and still not have the outcome you desire, or have things come up. And it's your ability to shift in and out of how you're seeing and experiencing your environment, whether you are identifying as the victim of it and you cannot move out of it, or if you identify as the person who is capable of digesting what's happening, not dissociating from it, mourning, grieving, being joyful, feeling happy, content, all the emotions that are fleeting and that you'll revisit and return to, but recognizing that you have the capacity to dip in and dip out, which helps to shift and move you in the trajectory and towards this ultimate sense of, I want to say, completion, this sense of autonomy, soulful, not deflecting outwards or looking for external, but returning to center in a very grounded and meaningful way. That's the energy today. Return to center. Brace yourself, because what's coming next? Nothing in that external environment could prepare you for it. Only your connection with your true nature and trusting your intuition will help you navigate your way forward. We just finished recording. It started to rain, driving out, and a crow just flew straight in front of our truck, stopped me in our tracks. And I'm looking around to see what I am meant to notice, if anything. And I notice a target on a tree right next to where I stopped, which is really interesting considering we just made a video about being manipulated and to prepare ourselves and being the target of stalking, and seeing this target and this crow that is flying in front of our vehicle is really on point. Clearly, we are tuning in and tapped in to exactly what we need to be paying attention to right now. So really be mindful in your environment. Be aware of the people that you invite in, and also really be cautious with who you share your story with. You do not want to be trauma bonding with people right now, people who will be antagonizing you or rage baiting you. Really control your energy. Thanks for watching, everyone, for being here, for sharing, commenting, liking, and subscribing, and for being a part of this collective. We're challenging the norms, we're challenging the beliefs and the systems and structures that have been suffocating our ability to be creative, to speak our truth, and to be who we soulfully are. So until next time, stay safe, stay connected, and we'll see you really soon. Bye.